I can't sleep. So I'm gonna talk to myself again, because that's all I fucking do with my time. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm just unsettled. I'm very unsettled at the moment. I go through these periods where I'm unsettled, but I'm particularly unsettled at the moment. Um, I think it's because so you go through your 20s, your teens and your 20s. And let's be real, most people in their teens and their 20s are fucking idiots. In fact, everybody's a fucking idiot. Even if you go from A to B to C, like you do university and then you go get a career, you get a nice career and you're like 25 and you've got your own house or some shit like that, you're still a fucking idiot. And then you eventually run into these like immature problems anyway. Like say you're married early, right? And you got kids and then because you're both 20s and you're fucking idiots. I don't know, maybe he or she cheats, and then you've got a whole new set of things to learn. And these kind of things don't happen when you're actually smart. So you're mostly a fucking idiot most of your early life. It's only really when you hit 30 do you start to develop any resemblance of wisdom. Um, so I mean, I got pretty smart, honestly, the past couple of years alone. Like I've been doing a lot of like mature stuff to try and better myself. You sit in your 20s and your teens, at least I did, and you just kind of like fucking whine about stuff, pretty much. Um, and you form all these like fancy intellectual ideas as to why your life is shit and so on. And you externalize, you blame everything else in the world. So angry about it. I still do the same thing now. The difference is I've done a lot of stuff to try and remedy my situation. And it doesn't work. You know, I've volunteered, I've like gone on dates and talked to people and introduced myself and like really pushed my business. So I'm like really good spot. Um, on a personal level, you get a lot of pride and satisfaction from having a passion and a sense of fulfillment and a trajectory, which I have. I have a nice big archive of artwork that I actually put on the wall today because it's been sitting in a dusty pile for like years. Because I was one of those people who didn't take pride in his work. Um, but now it's on the wall, so I'm like, yeah, shit, look at me. It's like a, a little sanctuary, for me. It's nice. Um, and I've done therapy, like actually embraced therapy, like gone and been like, here's all my problems, here's my issues with the world, help me, tell me what to do, how can I improve my situation? Um, did all that. Now I'm 35, right? And it doesn't get better. It doesn't get better. In fact, it gets worse in many ways. Like I get better at dealing with the shit, but I'm fucking tired now. You know, I'm really tired. Like so tired of everything. Um, because nothing improves. Like people, like I've tried to make friends and stuff, and you trade issues, common issues that I would find in people in their 20s, in my 20s. You trade it for like a whole new set of issues, completely different mindsets, like different generations of people who have very strange ideas on how to live and how to treat people. And the level of investment in personal relationships is much different. Person I met recently, there's almost like a strange formality to it that's completely alien to me. To me, when I meet new people, I am 100% upfront and honest at all times, right? And in my experience, the people that I've met, when they see that, they do the same. And then you have an instant kind of connection, and you can talk and you can be free and honest and silly, cynical, make fun of the world. It's funny, it's lots of laughs to be had. Not this person though. There's like a weird formality, like you need to know this person X amount of times before you can just fucking talk about certain things. Why though? Doesn't make any sense. Like, we're both human beings and we both experience the same stuff. So why? I don't get it. Like, it must be a generational thing. I really don't know. Um, and then there's a whole like other thing. There's a lot of people out there that this is something I've discovered in the past year. There's a whole lot of people out there who have never addressed any of their problems ever. And now that they're in their 30s or 40s, they're realizing something that I realized like a decade ago, that they're really fucked up and they need to sort their shit out and they don't know how to do that, so they do it all the wrong way, and then they start doing things and hurting people around them like me. You know, just it's really fucked up, And there's a lot of people like this. Like a lot of people. So how do you know where the good people are? How do you even meet anybody? Especially if you're like self-employed or you're working from home and there's no office. I mean, for me, I just work by myself. Like, I don't even have an office. I don't even have a cohort or anything. It's just me. Um, so I have to make like super duper efforts to meet anybody. And it just never works out. Or if it does, it kind of like becomes like this casual thing because people are so busy anyway. And like maybe you see this person like once a month or once every couple of months, which is, to me, is not very fulfilling. Like, I don't really get the point of that. You know, when I have people in my life that I want to spend time with, like, I make time for them. It's pretty basic. To me, companionship and relationships is like the pinnacle of the human experience. Like, fulfillment and legacy and all that stuff is great, I know, but there's nothing really the same as like an emotional connection with somebody or shared experiences, camaraderie, and all that stuff. So that's what it is for me. But that could be, like I've been talking about in a lot of my videos, that could be just privilege. Because to me, I cherish. And it seems like most people don't cherish because they have many, they have more. You know, I don't, so I do. Uh, so I don't know. So I'm kind of just at a point now that I'm just fucking pissed off all the time. All the time. I just can't help it. It's just like, it's almost like bordering on a rage because it just feels like nothing works. Just nothing works for me. nothing, nothing fucking works. Um, which is fine. It doesn't have to work. It doesn't have to. Like, I'm not running onto the illusion that everybody in the world has to be happy, or everybody in the world has to get what they want at all times. I could just be one of those people that doesn't. That's fine. I can shoulder that burden, but I don't know that, and there's no way of knowing that. I just see a lot of people doing a lot of things that I would like to do and doing it often, and I don't know how to get that. I don't know how to get what I want because the things that I try don't work. And it could be that I have some like massive personality flaw that I'm not aware of, truly not aware of. But to be honest, like I'm weird and I'm awkward and I can be intense and very forward sometimes. But I'm really not that bad. Like I can be pretty charismatic. Like I'm kind of funny, honestly, when I really want to be. And the people that I do meet really like me. So it can't really be that. I don't think. Like I'm dysfunctional, but I'm not that dysfunctional. My dysfunction is it almost becomes novelty. It's kind of interesting. It's not a negative kind of dysfunction. The kind that kind of prevents you from forming relationships to begin with. If anything, my dysfunction is an entry point because people are like, I get this often. People are like, "You're so weird. Your life is so weird." It's like, yeah. And then you talk about it, and then that's it. It's great. It's actually pretty good because it does give me like a handy little entry point. So they're like, so you just make stuff from wood? It's like, yeah, that's what I like to do. You were an artist? Like, yeah, that's what I like to do. Uh, and they're like, that's so cool. It's like, yeah, it is. But, you know? Uh, so I don't know. I just don't know. Sometimes I feel like I can, if I suspend my disbelief about God and magic and the world and fate and everything, um, I feel like I have a secret understanding of my own fate. I feel like I can see it all happening, and it feels powerless to change it. I can see myself dying alone. I can see myself dying by suicide. I can. Not that I have any ideas of doing that or anything, but I can see it. And it's always been this way. Like I've seen my future before it happens, even when I was in my 20s. And it sounds stupid because you're like, well, why don't you change it? It's not, it doesn't work like that. You just have an idea of it. You're not working towards it. If anything, you work away against it, but it still turns out the same way. You know, um, like I try to keep the people in my life, but people drift. And then it becomes like a resource replacement scheme then because you have to replace the people that you lost. And that takes a lot of effort and a lot of energy. And it's not that easy to begin with. Um, and then it's not the same, is it? So I can see the future. I can see my own destiny playing out, and it's fucking miserable. And I have to wonder, am I cursed? Is there some curse on my bloodline or something? Like, I don't know. I just don't know. And there's no way of knowing. Maybe I'll find out when I do eventually die, but we're not at that point yet. I'm just kind of pissed off about it. And it keeps me up. I can't sleep. Can't can't sleep. I haven't really been working either. So I'm just talking shit on the internet like I suppose like everybody else. Not that it does anything, but I don't know. Makes me feel better. Not really. Makes me feel worse, but I have to do something, right? I go fucking insane if I don't. But maybe that's my fate too. Maybe my fate is insanity. I am pretty unhinged at times. Not dangerous, but come up with some funky stuff sometimes. People get hurt. But that's alright. Because people hurt me back. People hurt me more. It's all justified. Fuck everyone. Fuck you.